Hi there, students. Credentials. Credentials. Okay, credentials normally are a piece of paper or a code or a document or a passport that gives a person's qualifications or their competence to do something or the authority to do something. And normally credentials have been issued or been given by a third party who has the authority to do so. Let's see. Credentials could be an academic diploma, a certification that you know how to do something, a security clearance, your identification, a badge, a password, a username, I guess the keys to a door, or a power of attorney. Very often as well, in publications, if you publish something in a scientific journal, if the publication is peer reviewed, then those also could be considered credentials. Let's see, you could have diplomatic credentials. So the new ambassador showed his diplomatic credentials to the president. Or in medicine, you need a license, for example. So you have your medical credentials. Or in IT, yeah. When you log into a site, you need a password, and those are used as your credentials, although credentials could be your fingerprints or voice recognition or many other things as well. A license to operate a boat, so for example, or a car. So for example, a policeman might ask to see your driving license. Yeah, your driving license is your credential that shows that you have the permission to drive. Yeah, you could if you operate a boat or an aircraft, you need a credentials in the form of a government issued license. Yeah, or a security clearance. You have the credentials to be able to see something, or a journalist would have credentials, yeah, a press pass, or there are various different markets that require trade credentials, something that justifies or proves that you work in a certain trade. Academic credentials, professional credentials, titles. So yeah, this is something I actually wanted to say. I want you to know that I have absolutely no credentials at all to back me up as an English teacher. Yeah, I've got credentials as a chemist, but I've never done it. The only credentials I have are MA Cantab, which you could put after my name. Not that I would ever do that. Although maybe you could consider that my credentials are the abilities and experience that make me suitable for the job. So maybe you could say my credentials as an English teacher are 25 years experience. Those are pretty good credentials, but I don't have a physical document that says these are his credentials. A candidate may be required to show their academic credentials, or a journalist might need to show their press credentials. Okay, if you're going to borrow money from a bank, maybe they want to see your business credentials. Okay, so credentials are something that appear everywhere in life. Okay, so credentials are something that entitles you to the authority to do something. A letter or certificate giving evidence that the person who has it is competent or is that person. So if somebody shows you their credentials, you can be certain that they know what they're going to do. It's effectively evidence and credential. Now, let's see, normally credentials is plural. Even if you show one document. As a verb, to credential. I guess this document credentials who he is. I'm not very happy with it as a verb, but it could be. Okay, so evidence that you are have the right to do something. So no one will be allowed into the library without credentials. Okay, a certificate, a certification, a document, something that shows that you are you have the right to do something. Okay, and this is the idea of credentials. So, formality, credentials. 5 in formality. Use absolutely anywhere. 5.5. I might use identification or ID more informally. But use credentials anywhere. And then as to origin, this comes from Latin, credentia, trust. Yeah, to have trust in. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. Your ratings are my credentials. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Credentials.